Again, I'm very happy because here together with us we have an expert. He has very specific and expert knowledge on water. Water is something which is relevant to all of us. And this is particularly the case on Elafonisos, where there is water scarcity and the water supply network does not provide safe water for human use. It's extremely salty and also very problematic. This is why Elafonisos Eco found a way and resources to get a piece of equipment, a kiosk, a water kiosk here on the island that filters water and makes it safe for human consumption by humans. This dispenser has not been, let's say, embraced by the local community. As far as I learned, many locals believe that when they press the button, this machine absorbs air and turns it into water. This is why we realized that it would be necessary to invite for a third time Mr. Gousgounelis from Syros. It was an essential step for this week. I'm sorry that nobody from the local community accepted the invitation because it's relevant to them. Nevertheless, since the videos of all speeches will be made available, I do hope that they will watch it after the conference. Now, the floor to Mr. Gousgounelis. Thank you very much for your kind words. I'm happy to be here again. It's not the third time. I think it's the fifth or something. Unfortunately, every time I get here, the water is worse. It is one of the main problems of the island, and it needs to be resolved either with a desalination plant or a proper water supply duct from mainland Greece. Now we have 5,500 ppms of microconductivity. This water destroys everything. Even the water kiosk that we have placed will be destroyed. Have you taken a shower? You've realized what I'm talking about. I don't have a large presentation. I didn't have a lot of time, but I would like to show you some pictures about the future if we don't do the very nice things you've been doing. Your effort is amazing, and Mr. Enrico's effort is amazing. Everybody's effort is amazing. And please let me tell you that this doesn't happen on any other islands. Most people are indifferent. They only care about their jobs. And that's the case for the local community as well here. It's you that you've been fighting. I do hope that at some point your effort will be recognized, even with delay, and even though valuable time will have been lost. Can we watch the first video, please? That's our future unless we do something. Maybe you've watched that video again. It has been uploaded in various websites. Even worse, people will be in the position of the animals that you see on the video. And after that, I have some photos. I took some photos from the port where we have the fishing haven. As you can see, there is too much plastic. It's all over the place, and this is what we should avoid. Plastic is everywhere. It has invaded our body. There are studies that clearly confirm that the human organisms and the human body, we practically eat 4 to 5 telecards per year, and our body cannot remove this, cannot eliminate this. There is everywhere, fish, animals, everywhere. So we have to act quickly. Our company and me personally have begun 15 years ago the fight against water pollution. Back then I was an employee at the municipality of Syros, and I realized, as having my own family, that I kept buying water with plastic bottles. I managed to develop many filtering methods from my home, and the mayor back then listened to me, listened to my voice, listened to my recommendations. He embraced my effort. Here are some articles that talk about the quality of water. I could have brought millions of such articles to you. And here you can see what people are doing on the animals throughout the day. It's completely crazy to be able to survive with bottled water. It is as if not eating fresh food and eating just tins. Bottled water is to be used occasionally, not on our everyday life. There are many solutions. Imagine that the astronauts that go to space don't carry these plastic bottles together with them. They even recycle their own urine in order to turn it into water through reverse osmosis. So there are many technologies that can filter water in order to be able to use it. Nobody pays attention to the storing conditions. 99% of times it is stored under sunlight, while the truth is that it should be stored under 18 degrees Celsius. And you cannot even understand how much it has been damaged, even when we drink it from the fridge. This is from our first project. We turned a classic kiosk into a system that dispenses potable water for the citizens. There was a receiver for coins, but this was a municipal project. It was promoted by the municipality. This is why it was embraced. It's still working. I think we built it back in 2007. And we were recognized as a pioneering municipality. The cost was very low. People even used the water to water their plants. So they used it indeed quite irrationally. It's the opposite from here. There was actually light for the night, and it is placed in 40 kilometers away from the city of the island. So once this project was successful, we managed to build some homes. Here are some articles from national newspapers that talked about this system. Here are some bus stops turned into water dispenser systems. I have enough photos that demonstrate this system. So we try to place them near people. This is part of a larger project. We sent these boxes, these machines, to the island of Tinos, 11 machines of potable water and 11 more machines that filter the water from water drills. They were developed, manufactured by us, and they worked for more than 10 years without any need for repairs. But after that, the municipality did not pay them due attention. Here you can see the photo from the island of Kythnos. It is placed right in front of the town hall. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to develop a nice presentation for you, but I do have enough photos. Here are some machineries in front of shops. This is on Andros. Here is a filter for a water drill. That was the water in the beginning, before filtering. And this is the water after filtering. So there is a solution for any kind of water. Of course, there is a cost. It needs maintenance. And we need to acknowledge first that we have a problem and then do our best to resolve it. Here is the first presentation of the machine that you have here in Elafonisos. These are much smaller to be easily placed. Here is your machine on Elafonisos. This is on the island of Fourni. It's a very easy to deploy solution. There are funds from the central government if the local governments are interested. The General Secretariat for Island Policy allocates funds for such initiatives. This is in front of our water shop on Tinos. So indeed there are many solutions, but people need first to understand how clean this water is in order to embrace the effort. They need to understand how bad plastic is for the environment. And through cooperation and engagement with all stakeholders, solutions can be found and implemented. Here is the analysis report for water a few days ago. The first analysis comes from a water bottle. Zana sent us this sample. We didn't know that it was from a plastic bottle. We learned it afterwards. First of all, in the microbiological analysis, our water is better. When it comes to the chemical analysis, both are within specs. And I was really astonished because I knew that the Elafonisos water is very bad. Imagine that the limit according to the law is 2,500. So our water, as you can see in the analysis report, is perfectly fit for consumption. It is potable, it has good quality, it is completely within specs. Even if the machine is not perfectly maintained, still the water is of good quality. I don't want to go into further detail. I do believe you should continue raising awareness among the public. Maybe if there is a new machine which is more shiny, let's say, if we develop another campaign, something might happen. And of course, we should put pressure in order to do something with the water quality. Hotels on the island of Elafonisos change their taps and their water supply equipment every 2 years, given the salinity of the water and the hardness of the water. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I know it was a long trip. Well, look, what you said about bottled water. Enrico asked me to use the Elafonisos water, but I decided not to do that because the locals don't drink it. It's not that they do drink the water from their network. No, they use bottled water. So I wanted the comparison between your water and their choice. So I didn't want to trick you. I just wanted to have this comparison between the water they use and your water. And we need to find a way to let them know, even door to door. Secondly, you said yesterday, when you arrived, that you took a sample from the machine. And there was a big difference compared to the sample that I sent you 1 month ago. Even less. Can you further elaborate on that? Why? Why did this happen within just 1 month? Luckily that you didn't use the Elafonisos water for the sample. You might even destroy the bottle. Anyway, the reverse osmosis machines have some limits. We have crossed this limit 2.5 times more. This means that the membrane will be destroyed and possibly we won't have any water in a few months. The water from the machine had about 700 ppms. Let me interrupt you. Our audience doesn't know what ppm is, so can you make it simple? Well, it accounts for parts per million, so we measure the electrical conductivity of water, and everything included in the water changes its electrical conductivity. The legal limit is 1,500 ppms. So right now, it's still within limits. So it can get worse, actually. So we have reached last year was 3,000, now it's 5,000. So now it's still potable. Maybe it's a bit heavier than the bottled water. You might realize it in its taste. And the feeling the water leaves in your mouth is very important. It's as if you are a smoker. If you are a smoker, you don't mind the taste of the cigarette in your mouth. If you're not a smoker, you mind it. So when you use water from a reverse osmosis machine, in the beginning, it might feel tasteless. But if you get used to it, then you will understand the difference when you try to use bottled water. It will smell, in your opinion, it will be heavier. So it's also a matter of habit, provided, of course, that we follow the legal specifications and we are within limits. I did service the machine. I changed the UV lamps, the membranes, so it will now work better. But it can't be forever because the water, the input water, is that bad. I truly believe that water is the worst problem on the island right now. We cannot be talking about tourism, healthcare with that quality of water. We cannot operate our devices using this water.
Να το αναλύσουμε τι είναι αυτά τα 5.500. Τα περισσότερα μένα από τη γεύση και από το μπάνιο που έκανα είναι χλωριότητα, είναι προϊόν, είναι θαλασσινό νερό.
I believe that the water that comes from the tap, which has a conductivity of 5,500, it's practically seawater. It's marine water, practically,
Μόλις καθίσω, ναι.
if we take a look at the analysis.
Έχει ένα μηχάνημα το οποίο βοηθάει στο να μην βουλώνει με βράνη και εκεί το γεμίζεις με νερό και βάζεις ένα φαρμακάκι μέσα. Αυτή η μπουκάλα δεν την έβγαλα φωτογραφία κακώς, από μέσα ήταν σοβατισμένη με αλάτι. Δηλαδή την έτριψα με Scotch Brite, ας πούμε, για να μπορέσω.
If you take a look at the container that receives the input water in the machine and turns it into clean water, you will see that there is salt all over it. I don't believe that there is any other place in Greece with so bad water. There are so much funds coming from the partnership agreement, coming from the EU. Use them in order to do something about the water.
Γιατί, μάλλον δεν πρέπει να τις χρησιμοποιούμε, γιατί καταστρέφουμε τον υδροφόρο ορίζοντα. Πρέπει να αφήνουμε λίγο νερό για τους ιδιώτες, για τους γεωργούς, γιατί όσο τραβάς τόσο εισχωρεί μέσα η θάλασσα. Είναι απλά. Και ένα νησί, παρόλο δεν είναι μεγάλο, δεν θα έχει μια τρελή κατανάλωση. Δεν είναι ένα μεγάλο και δύσκολο.
And it's not a difficult task to get water from mainland Greece. It's very close to the shore. It's absurd. I don't know why they don't do it. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.